Hey everyone, in today's video we're exploring the newly updated project launch screen in Unreal Engine 5.7 and how you can use it effectively to manage your workflow. After that we'll dive into Megaplants to control wind effects and color variations on your trees. Then I'll guide you through creating your own PCG system from scratch to place trees naturally across your landscape. So let's get started. So first we will come to the Epic Games launcher, and here you will see Unreal Engine 5.7.0. We will launch this version, or you can also select the 5.7.0 version from the top right corner and then click Launch. This will start loading our project. This is the Unreal Engine 5.7 starting project browser, and now it looks something like this. You can click on My Projects and open any of your recent projects. And from Sample Projects, you can try Unreal's Sample Projects. But for now, we need to click on New Project. And here is our project browser. Many new things have been added here, which is nice. We will click on Games, then you need to click on Intro to Unreal. This is Unreal Engine's new template, and we will try this one. And from the folder icon below, you can set your project location, and at the bottom right, give your project name Megaplants Tree. After setting these three things, simply click on Create, and Unreal Engine will start loading again. Here is our starting menu. You can see the keyboard and mouse movement instructions here in front. Hold right-click and use WASD to move left, right, forward, and backward, and then E and Q to go up and down. Here we can also walk ahead and see that Unreal explains all control settings, collision, and many other things like what materials are, what decals are, what meta sounds are. When you go a little further, it will look something like this. Now on the left side, you can also use the AI assistant, but we will cover that in a separate video. So for now, we will take the mouse to the side like this and drag it to hide the panel. If it doesn't hide, no problem. You can drag it back again to bring it out. Now it's time to play the game, so click the green play button at the top and the game will start. Now you can see it shows how to move the mouse and use WASD and then move forward. Here you can see how move, scale, and rotate are used. And at the top left, it also shows where to select them. See this, move, rotate, and scale. We will run forward a bit more and come down here. Pressing spacebar doesn't let us climb up, so it tells us to drag a cube from the content drawer and place it here. For this, first we will press the escape key on the keyboard so the game mode turns off. Then press Ctrl plus spacebar to open the content drawer. Now on the side, click on the tree icon and turn on the static mesh filter. Then click the static mesh filter so all static meshes become visible. Drag this cube from here and place it straight like this, and then press W to lift it up. Now click play again, and here you can press spacebar to jump and move forward. We have to keep moving forward. You'll see the details panel here, and we will walk to the right side. And here we have a ramp, but we can't go up. On the side, it shows that this ramp has no collision. To fix this, simply exit the game mode by pressing escape, then go to the outliner on the right side and search for SM ramp. Select this ramp 5. After selecting it, scroll down in the details panel. You will find collision preset. Click on the option and select block all dynamic. Now when we click play, we can move up the ramp. Moving forward, you will see a red cross. To fix this, it shows that this is a blocking volume. Just exit the game, search for blocking volume in the outliner, select it, and delete it. Now you can play and move ahead. Here you will find materials, and further you will get a Niagara particle system. Moving ahead, you will see meta sound, which is creating sound. And ahead, you will find physics. You can kick the ball and push it down. And in this corner, there is lightning. That's it. You can explore the remaining things yourself. Now we need to create Megaplants. So press 1 on the keyboard to return to the first position. This means bookmarks are set. No problem. Let's move ahead. Here, this grid looks a bit annoying, so to hide it, click on the eye icon at the top right and deselect the grid so it becomes hidden. Now it's time to start making our Megaplants. First, we have 2 tasks. First, go to the top left corner and click Edit, then click Project Settings. Your project settings will open. Search for Nanite, and inside Nanite, you will find Nanite Foliage. Enable it. Then the second task, again click Edit, and this time click Plugins. Here search for Procedural Vegetation Editor. Simply enable it, and you will see this message. Click Yes, and then at the end, click Restart Now. The button will appear at the bottom. Simply click on it and select Save Selected. Now Unreal Engine will start restarting, and Unreal Engine has opened again. Now first, we need to go to the top left corner, click on File and select Basic. Then click Create. This will create a new level for us. Now press Ctrl plus Spacebar on the keyboard to open the content drawer. On the right side of the content drawer, you will see a gear icon. This is the settings icon. Click on it and make sure these two are enabled, engine content and plugin content. If they have a check mark, that means they are already enabled. And on the left side of the content drawer, you will see the engine folder. Click it and then double-click the plugins folder to open it. Now, simply scroll down with the mouse wheel and find this folder named Procedural Vegetation Editor Content. Look carefully, and it should be this exact folder. Then double-click it to go inside. Here you will find 3 folders: Mannequin, Materials, and Sample Assets. All our work will be inside the Sample Assets folder. So go inside Sample Assets, and here you will see a folder named Maps. Open it. Inside, you will see a level named Asset Zoo. Double-click this level to open it. Now click Save Selected, and to save your level, create a new folder inside Content. Give the folder the name Level, and name your basic level Megaplants and save it. Our basic level is saved, and the Asset Zoo level is also opening. Here you will see some empty boxes, and inside them you will see trees. At the bottom, you can see a texture that says Dynamic Wind Example. It shows how wind moves in the trees. To adjust wind and color for these trees, you need to use the green tree-like object in the environment. This is called the Global Foliage Actor. With this, you can set the wind direction, how fast the wind is moving, and also change the tree color. For example, if you select the Global Foliage Actor and set its wind speed to 40 in the Details panel, the trees will move very fast, almost like a storm. The best part is that you can see the blue arrow on this Foliage Actor. That arrow shows the wind direction. Wherever you rotate it, the trees rotate in that direction. See how I rotate it, and the tree wind rotates too. Cool, right? And also, if you increase the season strength value in the Global Foliage Actor, the tree color will turn yellow. If you reduce the health value, the trees start looking dry and their color becomes slightly orange. You can tweak the values of this Global Foliage Actor to make the tree color look really awesome. And here you get this empty box. If you grab it and scale or move it, the trees automatically grow and arrange themselves randomly. This is the magic of PCG. In a moment, I will also show you how to use PCG. And look here, if you set the wind speed of the Global Foliage Actor to 80, now it looks like a full storm, right? And you can rotate it to set the wind direction too. The trees on the side are turning orange because these yellow trees are from a different pack, and the small plants are from another pack. That's why some look orange and some look yellow. Now, if you understand all this, let's move ahead. For the next step, press Ctrl plus Spacebar to open the content drawer. Then click on All, and inside Content, right-click on an empty area and create a new folder. Name this new folder Procedural Tree and double-click to open it. And here also right-click and create another folder. Name this folder Tree 1. Inside this folder, we will keep our first tree. To create a tree like this, first right-click here and you will find Foliage. Inside that, you will see Procedural Vegetation. Simply click on it. And here you get 3 types of trees, these 3 trees. Below, you can create your own type of tree by using Create New Procedural Vegetation, but right now I will use the last one. Its name is European Quaking Aspen. Select this node and click Create. Then double-click on it to open it. Now the real game begins. On the left side, in the viewport, you will see a tree. This is our European Quaking Aspen tree. And in this viewport, you can try different modes to see how the tree looks in mesh mode, how it appears as a mesh, how it looks in the foliage grid, and what the foliage grid means. These 3 pods combine to form one tree. And in Bones mode, you can see the bones of the tree. You may be surprised to know that in Unreal's Megaplants, we add bones to trees and animate them. For now, I will keep it on default. From here, you can adjust its lighting mode and check how it looks. And the most important thing is this. At the top, click on the gear icon and select Mannequin. This adds a human character on the side so you can understand the scale of your tree, basically for proportion. The shortcut is Ctrl plus M to toggle it on or off. And here with scale visualization, you can also check its size in meters. And now leave the viewport for later. Now we come to the nodes on the right side inside the procedural vegetation. This part is a little complex. This is our main node. With this, we can connect different plants and build one complete animated tree. This node is called the Procedural Vegetation Preset Loader. Select this node and in the Details panel below, scroll down in the preset variations. Here you will see these 4 different foliage types. To pan this node graph, simply hold right-click on the mouse and move. Basically, all these nodes are similar. Just focus on one line of nodes. I will explain some nodes one by one. They are all the same, and even their outputs are the same. Only the plants inside each one are different. That's it. So let's start. First, I will select the output from the first line. This will show the tree in our viewport. Here, you will see a yellow comment box. Inside it, you get Carve, Gravity, Scale, And now I'll show you a cool trick. If you only want to see the final tree in the viewport, even when you change gravity or carve values, just select the output and press Ctrl+L. This locks the output node in the viewport preview. At the top of the viewport, you will see blue text. That means the node is locked. Now, even if we change gravity or carve or anything, we will still see the final tree preview. To unlock it, select the output node again and press Ctrl+L. Now let's explain all the nodes in detail. The first node is the carve node. The carve node works like trimming or pruning the plant. It lets you remove different parts of a branch based on specific rules. You can remove branches from the top going downward using length from root, or remove branches from the bottom going upward using from bottom. And with radius, you can remove branches based on how thick they are. This helps you create clean, customized shapes in your plants without manual editing. Its values work like this. You can play around with them and see. Next is the gravity node. The gravity node makes branches bend naturally as if they're affected by weight or gravity. It adds a smooth downward bend and reacts to the gravity direction, which is whirled down by default. You can also tilt the direction to create more stylized or unique effects. The node lets you fine-tune the bending angle and strength, so you can make subtle realistic curves or exaggerated fantasy shapes. It's perfect for creating heavy old branches, natural plant sag, or stylized vegetation. For best results, use low strength for realism and higher strength for stylized looks. You can increase or decrease its value depending on your requirement. Scale node. The scale node lets you easily adjust the size of the entire plant or specific parts of it. It's useful when you want quick size changes or need multiple variations of the same plant to make your environment look more natural. Even small scale differences, like 10 to 20%, can dramatically improve the realism of a forest by breaking repetition. This node helps you add subtle or bold size variations without manually editing each plant. Scale isn't used too often, but it still plays a very important role. Remove branches. The Remove Branches node lets you control which branches stay and which ones get pruned from the plant. You can remove branches based on length, thickness, age, light exposure, or even their generation level. This is helpful when you want your plant to look fuller or more open, or when you want realistic behavior like trees losing their lower leaves. It's also useful for improving performance when you have many plants in your scene. Starting with generation or length controls is the easiest way to understand how removal works. With this, you can remove branches in many different ways depending on the plant or tree. Mesh Builder. This node generates the actual geometry, applies the materials, and adds displacement for extra surface detail. It has adjustable groups like Material, where you can change bark or leaf textures, mesh settings that control quality, and displacement for fine details. You use this node to create the final visual look of the plant, apply custom textures, or build high-quality hero plants. Most settings here are correct, but now Unreal Engine has introduced a SpeedTree-like tool, so it feels like maybe in the future SpeedTree might not be needed. Bone Reduction. The Bone Reduction node reduces the number of skeleton bones in a plant to improve performance. It makes the skeletal mesh lighter and helps large scenes run more smoothly, especially when you have many plants. The only trade-off is that fewer bones mean the wind animation becomes less detailed. This node is great for background vegetation or big scenes with lots of plants, but you should avoid using it on plants that are close to the camera or on hero assets where high-quality movement is important. You can increase or decrease the bone count and experiment with the value. Foliage Palette. The Foliage Palette node acts like your leaf and foliage mesh library. It shows all the leaf meshes being used and lets you replace or remove specific foliage types. You can't change where the leaves are placed, only the mesh itself. This node is perfect when you want quick variations, need a different leaf style, or want to optimize your foliage setup. Swapping leaf meshes is one of the fastest ways to create unique plant variations without changing the entire structure. It also has some similar settings. Foliage Distributor. The Foliage Distributor node controls how dense or sparse the plant's foliage becomes. Its main setting, the ethylene threshold, decides the amount of leaves. High value gives you more leaves and a fuller, dense plant, while a low value results in fewer leaves for a sparse or dry look. This node is great for creating lush forests with thick foliage or lighter, older, or optimized plants for performance. Mixing different threshold values across plants helps create natural variation in your scene. Basically, it distributes the foliage. Output node. The output node is the final step where you choose what type of mesh your plant will become. You can export it as a static mesh, a nanite static mesh, or a skeletal mesh with nanite. Static mesh is best for small plants, bushes, and background objects. Nanite static mesh gives you very high detail but no wind animation. Skeletal mesh is for trees that need to react to wind. And skeletal plus nanite combines both high detail and animation, making it the best quality option, though it's also the heaviest for performance. The output node is used when you export your tree. Now let's see how to export this tree. At the end, select the output node. Then in the details panel, you'll see 3 dots next to the content browser folder path. Click on those dots and choose a location in the content folder. Inside Procedural Tree, select the European Tree folder. Keep the Asset Replace policy set to replace. And the most important thing, set the Export Mesh type to Skeletal Mesh. This is extremely important. Also, keep the Nanite Shape Preservation method set to Voxelize. And everything is done. Now at the top, you'll see the Export button. Simply click it and make sure Select Output Node is enabled. Then click Export. Within a few moments, the tree will be exported. After export, you will see 3 trees inside the folder. These are basically the same tree but in different types. For example, this first one is the skeletal mesh, and you can manually move each bone. The second one is the physics tree, and the first one is the main tree where we can change wind and color. Simply grab this first tree and drag it into your scene. You might notice that this tree has no wind effect. To fix that, we need to create a blueprint. First, create a folder and name it Wind Blueprint. Double-click to open that folder. Now, right-click inside it, select Blueprint class, and choose Actor. Name this Blueprint Tree Wind. Double-click to open it. Inside this blueprint, go to the Components panel on the left, click Add, and search for Instanced Skinned Mesh. Select it. Now take this Instanced Skinned Mesh component, and in the Details panel on the right, under Skeletal Mesh, we want to assign our tree. To do that, select the tree, then click the small arrow icon next to the Skeletal Mesh slot. Now our tree's skeletal mesh is assigned. Below that, in the Animation section, set the animation mode to Wind Transform Provider, which is already available by default. But the tree still won't show up in the viewport, so scroll down. There you'll see Instances. Click the small plus button on the right to create one instance. And now our tree has appeared with wind. Just compile and save it. Now drag this blueprint into the scene, and the wind issue is fixed. It will have the same wind as the Global Foliage Actor. Now rotate the Global Foliage Actor and also try resetting the color. It looks really nice. But there is one problem with this skeletal mesh. We cannot drag it into the foliage mode. For that, we need a static mesh. So first, open the tree and select the output node. Then switch it from skeletal mesh to static mesh and set its location in the content folder. After that, export it. Now our static mesh will be created. This one is the static mesh. Drag it into the scene and check it. It looks perfect. The tree next to it is also a static mesh. Now you can drag your static mesh into foliage mode and paint it. With this, you can create a cool roadside tree setup, and it looks really awesome. Look at this nice AI road. It looks very good.